needs no introduction.
Hey,
Do you
buddy.
need an introduction? Yes. I'll tell folks who you are in case you just don't happen to recognize this fellow who's been with the station. How many years? 30?
I walked in here in 1984, so do the math.
Man, oh man, that's a long time. Of course.
But you've been here almost as long, right?
Something like that, yeah.
But you and I were in and out. In fact, you left at one point, I left at one point and came back over 30 years ago. But the interesting thing is when I left and went to the big market size, number 7 of Detroit, you were my 11 o'clock producer.
That's true, yes.
And the big story that we worked on was the PTL scandal.
PTL, Jim Baker and all that kind of stuff going on.
And we didn't have cell phones.
No.
All we had were little dial pagers and the whole bit. So, yeah.
Yeah. Steve Crump here. I haven't said your name yet, but we want to do that. Reporter excellence, par, what can I say? But anyway,
checks in the mail to you, buddy.
A huge honor coming your way. And I mean, this is a huge honor too. The North Carolina Humanities 2022 Caldwell Award, which is, it honors distinguished individuals whose achievements and contributions have strengthened the educational, cultural, and civic life of North Carolinians. And we are talking over the last, how many years it's been in existence. I mean, we talked to big William Friday, who was the president of the UNC system. Charles Carroll was honored. You're being honored. How does this
Harvey
feel?
Gantt is
yes,
part of
Harvey
that.
Gantt, former mayor of Charlotte.
Yeah, I mean, and I look at a very impressive list and I say, and me?
But really, Steve, you're being honored for your documentary work. How many documentaries have you done over the years?
I don't know, more than 25, I guess. And some have aired here, some have aired on public television, and we've had a number of them that have been syndicated nationally.
Mm-hmm. And you've received numerous awards for them.
In fact, this one aired on WBTV. It was called Brown at 60. It was the 60th anniversary of the Brown v. Board decision in Clarendon County, South Carolina. It was the Briggs versus Elliott case that ended up more or less changing the face of education as it threw out the whole separate but equal doctrine.
What drives you to do these documentaries? Because I've seen you in here at all hours of the day and night working on these. A lot of times you're doing this on your own. What drives you to do this?
I think it's the passion that you have for storytelling, the passion that you have for the business, the passion for telling stories that are oftentimes ignored,
Yes.
And so, I know it sounds a little trite. For an example, here's John Lewis in the piece that we had done.
Oh, wow.
Last, I believe it was 2 years ago, we did this one. But we also used this in another interview as it related to the Greensboro Four. And John Lewis telling me at his office there in Washington, D.C., how he was inspired by the Greensboro Four, which included Franklin McCain of Charlotte, who was part of the situation of North Carolina A&T when they did what they did on February 1st of 1960.
And that was?
Sitting in at a segregated whites-only lunch counter.
And the lunch counter, what store?
Woolworths.
Woolworths, exactly.
In Greensboro.
I mean, it was a huge moment in the civil rights movement.
Yes,
a huge
that
moment.
came here, So, you talk about some of the people with the North Carolina Humanities organization that have been very, very generous and kind throughout this experience. Their executive director, Sherry Paula Watkins, Melanie Moore Richardson, who works on the marketing side. Some of the board of directors, they've been just great. You may know the name Rick Timms, the former editor of the Charlotte Observer. So it's been quite a journey.
It is, and deservedly so that you are receiving this honor here. And we don't have but a minute to go here, and I know a lot of folks are going to be asking me about it. How's Steve's health these days? Tell us.
Steve is one day at a time.
Yes.
Doing what they're telling us to do. I will say God is good. He's still here through His grace and mercy. Off camera we were talking, but I was diagnosed with cancer 4 years ago this month.
4 years ago, wow.
Yeah, but the other side of that is, 12 hours after the diagnosis, there was a doctor talking hospice. But at the same time, we're still here.
And we're glad you are still here. And you have fought and battled, and just your inner strength has been amazing. We have to mention your wife, Kathy, because
Kathy's
she is,
the rock.
You know what?
Kathy's the superstar.
That's who it really is. But anyway, so this award is going to be given when now?
In
I want to make
October.
sure. This will be October when you receive this, and
Exactly.
deservedly so.
Right.
And it's probably one of the highest honors within the humanities that you could receive anywhere. But congratulations.
And
well
on a
deserved.
closing note, between the two of us, we got 70 years here, so we're probably the only two people on air in this building that work with Fred Kirby and Jim Patterson.
Oh my God, and Clyde McLean as well. Oh my gosh,
Cloudy.
Steve, great to see you.
All right, buddy.